Good evening, everyone, and welcome. It is Survival Horror Sunday again, and we are playing more Resident Evil Remake. It's time to survive with more Jill. Also, I realized I forgot something. 1 second. Okay, now we're back. So yeah, welcome everyone to Resident Evil Remake. Again, the third time. We are nearing the end. That's great. Wait, should have opened that earlier. Okay, now. Hello, Claire. How are you doing? Really? Butts can kill me? That is what you want to tell me? Good luck. I am very much thinking of what next. Here's the thing. I kind of thought, if I should, play through this game with, Chris. Because the thing is, yes, everyone wanted to see Jill. I know that, okay? It's Jill. We're all... I think the gainers rate for my viewership is high enough that everyone is, down for Jill. But then something happened. You see, Capcom decided, let's put the original Resident Evil out. So, I'm kind of thinking that I might... Yeah. That is the thing, So I'm actually thinking maybe I should just, I should probably then just wait and play through Resident Evil 1, the PlayStation 1 game, with Chris. That would make more sense. But Right now, I am unsure. Like, so the thing is, I don't have, how's it called? I don't have, brains. I don't have Alone in the Dark Remake yet. So. So, probably not gonna be those, okay? But I can see, I think at least on Epic I should have The Evil Within. Or maybe they are, you know, for like, you can get all of them if there's no DLC on them. For like $2. And we could sit on The Evil Within. I mean, I doubt I would get people, I will get a full group to stream all runs of Back for Blood on No Hope together. That's actually kind of neat. I mean, Alone in the Dark was more that kind of game in the beginning anyway. So, like, that's the thing, you know? Alone in the Dark 1, like the original Alone in the Dark, you know? That basically defined oh, yeah, okay. There we go. It wasn't too hard. Like, that's the thing, right? Yeah. Just go down the hole. Nope. it's, you know, I mean, I could, but like, eh. I mean, why is the book out there? Oh yeah, that's definitely neat. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll take a break. Who knows? I need to. I need to think about that. You know, I said if I could and I had 4 people, I would totally force them to play No Hope, play Fruit of Back for Blood with me, just so I can say, oh hey, big spotter, spotter. There we go. The basement. Yes. Obviously, the most important thing now. But yeah, when it comes to that, I will just see what I find. What's gonna be? It's either, you know, as said, the evil within, you know, kind of finally, or something else, and well, we'll see, we'll see. Told you. Wait until the lunch. What the fucker didn't lunch? Resident Evil is like, you know what? That's the thing where I'm saying, where I keep saying Resident Evil just keeps reigning utterly supreme in the survival horror genre. Because, like, here's the thing. Yes, a lot of the games are very much vibes based, okay? As I said, Silent Hill and so on. And I don't think, you know, it is good that sometimes, like the Alone in the Dark remake, as you probably said, it's like, hey, Alone in the Dark was more vibes than mechanics, so better focus on vibes again. Which, here's the thing, that already made those devs way more competent than whatever the fuck is going on at Bloober Team right now. Because if you put out a trailer for Silent Hill that is mostly combat, you're kind of fucked up. Especially if that combat is mostly shotgun blasting. Shotgun blasting is something you should get as a reward for saving up ammo and using alternative methods. Not, you know, shotgun blasting. I feel like I also feel almost obligated as well, but like maybe we all should just not, you know? Oh, here's the thing, Levinson. So there's this developer called Bloober Team. So the thing is, they are very notorious in the survival, in general in the horror community, because they kind of made crappy games. Now, to understand that is, you need to keep in mind, they kind of formed as an indie studio and just made basically a bit of money from having a Bomberman clone out when, you know, the PS4 launched. Then they used that money and were like, oh shit, we need to do something to help our, studio stay afloat. So they made a very, very crappy indie style horror game, with the typical spooks and all, and one wasn't even the spook, it's just a fucking baby running continuously into a wall. It is fucking hilarious. It is, like, Layers of Fear was bad, but, like, I mean, it was streamer bait, but, like, at that point you could still say, it's an indie studio trying to survive. The problem is, they really tried to push themselves as some... here's the thing. To a degree, their problem was they basically went into a niche to not go under. So far, I get that. I wouldn't even blame them for doing Layers of Fear at that point, because it's like, you do what you can to survive. Oh, hey, it's this. Why are they... they're doing what they can to survive. That is fine. The thing is, just afterwards, they try to, position themselves as... how's it called? Authorities on survival horror. And that they're, fans, etc. Like, big fans of everything. And the best they could do was having a game with a fixed camera no combat, because here's the thing, they were like, we want to do it about the spooks, but reality is more like they probably couldn't develop any good gameplay, and also their writers are, as Claire said, really fucking bad. Like, okay, just so you know why this isn't coming up, but the game I'm talking about was The Medium. The Medium was basically praised by everyone who has not finished it, because all the people who finished it were like, it's like you're searching for your sister in that game, who's a sexual abuse victim. Okay, just keep in mind that is an incredibly touchy subject already. But also, then the game is like, you know. But then the conclusion to the game is, you have to shoot her in the head. Because sexual abuse victims are beyond, according to the game, and this is literally the writing, beyond saving, and you should kill them before they sexually abuse other people. That is literally the ending to the game. Which is like, you see why probably everyone is really fucking just, let's put it charitably, very nervous about them making a remake of Silent Hill 2, one of the most prestigious psychological horror games of all time. Yeah, it's incredibly fucked. Just so you know, that if anyone wonders if I ever touch Bloober Team games, really, besides Silent Hill 2, and there is the only chance that Silent Hill 2 might be bearable is because it's not their own material. It probably gets made worse or something, but like, yeah. Oh, by the way, this kitchen is actually kind of infamous, if you're wondering. Because in the original Resident Evil game, really weird music played, and the story behind that music is fucking bonkers. Yeah, that's the thing. How much, honestly? Like, one of the upsides of like, ironically, the director for the Metal Gear Solid remake was like, hey, do you want to work with Kojima again? He was like, oh yeah, totally. They would totally want to make something again with them, but he's also like, yeah, that train is gone now. And it's like, that's not really the case. As said, this is actually Eastern European dev, from what I know. Yeah. Like, that's the thing. There's no up and downside. Like, all devs make really shitty decisions a lot of times. It's just Bloober Team is, wait, why can't I come... Oh, God. Yeah, that's probably the thing you need to keep in mind. When I talk about stuff like that, it is definitely just that one dev, because they really just they really want to use this as the, let's put it like this. Bloober Team uses those topics because other games use them. Not because maybe. But I think that is definitely something you need, where you can point at the higher devs, because, making a good horror, blasting fun game, that is still, hard work. But let me put it like this: you barely, most games that do, a classic, more monster-based game, don't execute them that well because to be appreciated. Or if they even do that, a lot of people just won't understand what is going on. Look at Resident Evil, for example, okay? We're currently playing the serious version of Resident Evil. Resident Evil 1 was a hammy B-movie fest. The original, and we get to that when I stream it. It is still really fucking good. The thing is just, as you need to keep in mind, Resident Evil was always, and I mean always, very much kind of a jokey game, It is very much living off the fact that it's kinda unserious. Simple as that. But, and this is the big but in this whole occasion, because they made basically 1 or 2 games in between, and they're also an old established series, they weren't really series besides Resident Evil. People, looked at Resident Evil 1 or 4 and oh, you see, actually this is, clever, this is high art, which is yeah, there are a lot of games where devs just intentionally make it a B movie because they're into that. I mean, look at literally the whole library of Hideo Kojima until a bunch of people online were grown up enough to understand, oh wait, he's doing this as a intentionally, that's a bit yeah, duh. But the thing you need to keep in mind is, Claire, why does Bloober Team keep making these games, even though they definitely want to pivot away from them? Because well, they want the prestige. Let's just be really clear about this. They like the prestige that these games are bringing. Simple as that. Because if you make a game that, seems philosophical or deep, most people won't understand if you even, get the landing on the message. That's the thing, okay? The Medium was a game to look sophisticated, but not to be sophisticated. Meanwhile, you have Metal Gear Solid 5, and that is probably the most quote-unquote sophisticated looking one of the whole series. And it's full of weird ham, and people just forgot that it was about the colonization of language and what this means for non-native speakers of the Anglospheric, non-Anglospheric imperialism. Again, that game went fucking deep. Still, that's the thing. Most people don't look at the actual message of things, but just very... Casborga Empire is... That's the thing. Casborga Empire is silly, but so utterly humanizing if you think about it. Yeah, it is insanely funny, actually. But that's the thing, right? It is extremely funny, but you understand people through that. Yeah. I still love the fact that the food and recovery system exists because he wanted to make a funny game for his son to play on the PlayStation Portable. And then he was just like, oh no, that system's actually banger, let's keep doing that. It's like, oh yeah. Yeah, that's so great and stupid, and I love it. But yeah, it's just the thing is, that's the thing, you know. They want. I think this is probably the wild thing about game discourse online, because you see how that the most voice is always given to the people that can present themselves the best, not those who actually notice the real things. Like, for example, if you talk about video game, asset reuse and stuff, I can definitely tell you, playing through Back for Blood, that a lot of people will be like, they've lazy devs because they reused assets there and there, and it's like the whole point of the beginning of the first act is that you start from the fort and venture outward. So the first two parts of Act 1, 2, 3, well, okay, except the start, that is just, that is a bit different, but still. It's always going to be more like, you start at the fort, venture through very familiar parts, see the same location, and you could say, oh, it's a reuse, but like, it's not really, lazy. It is there to serve a purpose. You are supposed to learn the area to, what parts are connected. You have like the old town which the fort is built, which spreads out around the fort. And then you have, a bit more adjacent on the other side, suburbs and more modern high schools and stuff. And it's like, yeah. There's a bunch of stuff that is really good. And that's the thing. You sometimes just have stuff reused for, good reasons. And yet, most people will just look at the surface level thing. So you have stuff like The Medium, a game that, from what I saw, is definitely designed because, you know, it doesn't have combat or anything. It's definitely there so you don't play through it, actually. You're just supposed to enjoy the vibes. I mean, it's so funny that, you know, games get labeled as walking sims when this game is literally one. Hey! God damn it, stop the snakes. This is probably the worst design decision they had in this whole game, and you see why. Because, you see, now I'm poisoned. Oh, I'm not. Yeah, you can't get poisoned by these snakes. Which is kinda stupid. But still. Anyway. It just gets really big what the areas that you can use. Yeah, obviously they do that because other games do that are sophisticated, you know? It's just not... Again, that's the thing. A lot of games want these kinds of endings because these are... Like, here's the thing. If you make a good up-to-interpretation ending, a lot of people, you know, want to talk about it. A lot of people will talk about it, in fact. Because that is one of the main things, you know? And now the pool is flooded again. Seriously, I love how this mansion is just weirdly designed because it's supposed to be weird designed. Oh well. And also just the fact that so much is just a two-step process is just like, yeah. They did that with intention and it's kind of funny. Yeah. Don't be silly, Claire. That would have required effort. honestly, the reputation was already not good for everyone who, you know, for everyone who played the games beforehand, but like... yeah. I mean, are you surprised? Are you that surprised? Oh, I didn't want to go up there. Oh well, but yeah, I don't know what to stream next on Survival Horror Sunday. We'll see, we'll see.
Is that you, Jill?
Is that voice Enrico's?
Yeah?
You're alive!
Stop! Are you with anybody, Jill?
No, but why?
The stars are finished. Someone is a traitor. Umbrella set us up.
Enrico!
Oh no, who could that have been?
Who?
Wait, he's holding something. Yes. Yeah. save. I think there's a boss coming now. Yeah, that was what it was. Let me just do this really quickly. I still have 12 saves. That should be plenty. Plenty, I say. But yeah, I mean, if you all have some idea for survival horror games you want to see, just tell me, honestly. Ah, yeah, right, I need to. When you see it... I think this mansion is very normal if you think about it. There's just a whole tunnel that turns. Obviously, that is just very normal. You know what? If you would have played Chris, this is the start of a lifelong rivalry. And he wins it. In 5. We'll get to that. Honestly, that is so funny. If someone is always coming to me like, why are survival horror games so weird? And the answer is, literally, well, you see, there was this game called Resident Evil, and it literally plays in the quote-unquote haunted mansion attraction. Like, I mean, the fuck do you think this here is? Do you think? Do you think Resident Evil is, like, meant to be taken serious? Like, I mean, the whole Spencer Mansion was designed to be a carnival attraction. A deadly one, sure. But, like, it fucking is. Ah, yes. Everyone with arachnophobia, look away. Look how cute it is, though. There we go. need the crank though. But yeah, that's how you deal with spiders. Just blast them with grenade launchers. I mean, it's kind of ironic that the big spoda doesn't die from like one grenade launcher. Fair enough, but like, honestly, now that I think about it, I wonder if they ever planned doing something like, you know, mutated animals and like in later Back 4 Blood seasons, and they never got to that. Well, I say seasons, just episodes, because like the game got canned, which is fucking sad. Would have been really fun to have like, I don't know. What the fuck? 1 second. Who's at the door? We're back. I don't know what happened. Just a random schmuck, you know, just rang the bell and like, the fuck this shit. One of the funniest bits is that I think you can technically just ignore fights actually. Ah, yeah, there we go. Hello, survival knife. Yeah. That's how you progress. Yeah, yeah. It's like, I think, ironically, if they would make this third person and stuff, it would probably make more sense again. Like, you would definitely, you have games where you aim and do stuff. I forgot. Honestly, I'm just currently thinking about that because wouldn't it be kind of like, it would be kind of fucked up if, you know, you had your typical, oh hey, you have to escape the zombie horde, and suddenly there's just like an infected horse running at you. Like, horses are already pretty like, why do horses exist? Weird animals, honestly. Not you know, like, I'm not saying they're bad animals, they're just weird animals, okay? I don't have anything particularly against horses. I just see them and think, why? It's like, imagine if you combine horses with, you know, zombie shit. Like, yeah. Yeah, true. There is a certain kind of game that is definitely like that. Also, considering, again, the horror funhouse, horror carnival house continues by having the second fucking boulder. Just amazing. Indiana Jones ass bullshit. Just who? It's so funny how Umbrella was like, yeah, just 2 boulders, okay? 2. And where should we place them? In your mansion? No. In tunnels beneath the mansion. The tunnels should be wet, damp, and shitty, and you're like, the fuck, Umbrella? The fuck? What the fuck? Life insurance payout would stop them from doing this bullshit. Yeah, but also, like, they don't care. And then they're like, yeah, use this one crank. Constantly. Honestly, I kind of love this puzzle because, like, usually if you need to push a statue or something in video games, and it touches the wall, you either add a pull function, or if there's no pull function, how do you get the statue off the wall? And the answer is, well, it's a complex puzzle again. But this is just step one of this puzzle, because it's like, you see, this statue is not only at the wall, it's also looking the wrong way. So you have to... Honestly, I love survival horror, but like, barely any game has ever reached the absolute madness that was Resident Evil 1. Like, that's the thing. If I want one thing for Resident Evil 9, then it is just have one area just be like Spencer Mansion again. Just not you know, like, you can have more combat and shit, but like, just have one part just be insane puzzles. Maybe. Who knows? I mean, that's actually kind of the sad part about Resident Evil 8, I would say. I mean, here's the thing. I like Resident Evil 8 by a lot. Like, I really like Resident Evil 8. And, I mean, I fucking 100%ed that game, basically. So, you know, that's that. The thing is just... it's... as much as people praise 7 and 8 of being, you know, the return to form, and they were, it's just kinda sad that aside from, I mean, 2 Remake, yes, because that's still, you know, remakes kinda the original game, and even then, 2 and 2 Remake, they all became way more tame in what they did. None of them really were like, yeah, like, complete bonkers balls to the wall. Oh yeah, we just built this here, and you're like, you built what here? And it's like, yeah, we just built gigantic ass underground tunnels and rolling boulders, and only then, like, keep in mind, Spencer Mansion was already weird as fuck before the zombie virus went out. Mario 8 had a good amount of stuff, but like I feel the saddest part is I saw Lady Castle Dimitrescu and I was like, oh yeah, oh yeah, we're back. We're gonna have so many weird ass puzzles and traps. We are so fucking back. It's a medieval castle, everyone, used by a cult, and then let me just put it like this. I wish the Castle Dimitrescu was the whole game. Like, there was just a really big castle. Maybe there was like, you know, a winter garden area more up the hill that could have been Beneviento. They could have had, you know, the village stretched to the lake, but make it more close together and more cohesive, yeah. And then have some catacombs and lab. Shit that you see when you play Chris. And it's like, never expanded on. And while I really like, you know, I really like the DLC, it is kind of a shame that nothing really expands on that area. So I think this is probably why I would, you know, if they ever give me the power to do one in the series, I would set it in like a Central European castle again. But like, okay, here's the thing. I would definitely keep the action gameplay from RE4 because I generally like that. But like, I would just add so much more puzzle bullshit again because like, just have some like in the Austrian Alps or something. There's barely anything up there. Just have a big castle, have a lot of fucking cool shit there. I will see. Right now, Capcom is just, it's generally in a pretty good spot. And also, I would say, you know, I mean, Dead Rising comes first. I mean, oh, they're gonna show the Dead Rising remaster remake tomorrow, so that's something, I guess. Oh, look at that! Also, just take a look at this, okay? They printed the fucking Mayan calendar on this thing. For what reason? Who the fuck actually knows? Just... Umbrella, why? Wasn't it like this? There we go.
Barry? Thank God you're safe.
You too, Jill. A noise I heard brought me down here, but I didn't expect to find a place like this. Have any idea as to what might be at the bottom?
There's only one way to find out.
What the hell is that sound? It could be a person. Jill, go check it out. We had enough surprises for one day. I'll stay here and secure our escape route in case something happens.
Okay.
Oh yeah, also, there, I guess they have another... Oh, you know what? You know what? I can write about, like, one thing that just shockingly pissed me off in Back 4 Blood. Like, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I generally would say the game is good and has great level design, and I mean, in the end, I think the later two, later two episodes build up pretty well how, the group gets a means of around, has again pretty good cohesive design, and feels, probably the most Left 4 Dead like to a degree. But so there's this really cool level. It's probably one of my favorite in the whole game, where you go through a museum, and the museum is like, here's stuff about our universe, here's something about the prehistoric era, and they have some really cool shit like that. But let's just cut to the case. After you exit the museum, they want you to go to a dam by taking a gondola. This gondola is named Skytram. It's a fucking gondola. Just like, calling Skytram is like, fuck you. This is not a tram. And second, then the HUD, the UI pop-up was not like get to the gondola, but it was like get to the tram. Fuck off. This is not a tram. Have an actual tram in your survival horror, in your survival zombie game, for fuck's sake. ran over. There we go.
Barry!
They really try to make him look like he's, you know, he's just. It's so funny. Like, oh no, Barry, why are you doing this? Barry had like good reasons and all that, but oh no, what could be going on with Barry? And it's like they really try to do this one in the sequels, in the remake so hard. Actually, it is hilarious. Could Barry be the traitor? Yeah, it's definitely not Wesker. No. It's definitely not Wesker. Wesker's like... Yeah, how do you open the big box in Resident Evil? The answer is fucking crush him. There are so many ways you could have solved this, but no, Jill. Open the box, and still, how is this so... Honestly, it's kind of amazing how old video game this yeah. Honestly, the thing is, you need to keep in mind, most people who got Resident Evil Remake back in the day were shitty kids like us, and that may have not even played Resident Evil. Yeah. It wasn't even that big of a, it wasn't really a vampire, but like, oh well. This is so insanely... Let me just check here. Also, I love that they bring this kind of lock back. That they're like, oh hey, what weapon do you want to give up to proceed here? And it's like, lol. Oh yeah, that definitely didn't inspire a certain part of Resident Evil 8. Oh yeah, right. I think one of the more interesting things, oh yeah. Yeah, just kind of crushes you, and this is actually remake specific. Lisa wasn't in the original game. They added her just to really hammer home how shitty Umbrella is. Oh, well, yeah. Time to climb up. It's kind of funny that they still needed to play a transition scene. You remember this? wonder right how far out we end up all the time. You know what? Before I lose all that progress, and I don't really want to go through all of that again, it's just an increment, and I think we're in a new area soonish. I think that is one of the things where the remake is actually kind of interesting in the end, because it really lets you go through a bunch of long stretches of game, and then you end up like way outside the mansion again, and you're like, oh no, I'm outside the mansion. What should I do? And then the answer is actually just you have to start doing long, long paths back again. And the thing is, the game gives you like 3 ink ribbons basically per save room, because they kind of expect you to save 3 times. Like, that's actually kind of cool, if you think about it. Yeah. Oh god, right, that was... I forgot to burn it. Can you get off me? God damn it. Ah. I'm too good looking to be eaten. Shut up. You know what's kind of funny? That actually like in the past 10 years, the virus for zombies has been just fallen so out of favor for everyone who wants to make any kind of zombie game anymore. And it fits so much more in my opinion. Like, I'd say we should have started, this should have started, like, Valley of Destruction, Cave of Hatred, Summit of Madness, Path of Revenge. Ah, yes. Because, like, here's the thing. Magic persons? Oh no, it's parasites and fungi. And honestly, yeah, you know what? Resident Evil 4 keeps winning. Okay, Resident Evil 4 and The Last of Us. I mean, here's the thing. A bunch of people fucking, are like, oh no, it's actually... Here's the thing. Fungi make way more sense for zombies. It is kind of bonkers, in my opinion. It is kind of fucking bonkers, in my opinion, that only with The Last of Us everyone realized, oh, right, viruses are kind of stupid for zombies. Like, okay, another thing why I kind of like Left 4 Dead, it's, yeah, people are like, oh, hey, they sanded off, the license from Left 4 Dead. True, but also, like, the irony is, if Turtle Rock and such would ever get, or, people get ever the license back to make another Left 4 Dead game, I think they should probably reboot it and ditch the whole virus angle. Because, see, the virus kind of made sense as something of, oh, hey, it was created in the lab and shit, but then we're all older, okay? Honestly, I kind of like in The Last of Us 2 that you see more and more how shit just either evolves differently or, just grows together in like a like the Rat King was such a great thing. Just being like, oh yeah, this is ground zero of one of the fungal spreads. So like, shit got really ugly. absolutely fucking adore the Red King. It's like, the Red King is top 10, you know, zombie boss fights of all time. Just hands down, it is such a good fight. The question is if they do that. Maybe they do, you know? I mean, let's just be real here. In basically every game, this is not really explained, you know? I think with parasitic stuff and such, it's probably more logical. Because like, you can definitely be more like, oh, they eat other stuff to get nutrients from and so on and so forth. Maybe that could be. Yeah, it could very well be that that is just the case, you know? It's just kind of funny how, you know, it took so long to... That makes, yeah, that definitely makes kind of sense, considering, you know... I mean, in Back 4 Blood, it's a parasite. It's a worm-like parasite, but that is apparently a bit bigger than, you know, it's still a parasite. So, like, yeah, that also makes sense. Like, it's kind of funny how parasites from, like, I think people overlooked, you know, like, one of the more interesting parts is that, like, the whole worm thing in Back 4 Blood actually makes kind of sense that they, you know, go for the whole, oh, it's, you know, they have actually this interesting part in, I think, Act 3, talking about how they made it worse by not understanding how the parasitic thing spread. Okay, we're getting into this probably now a bit. Whoops! So the thing is, because every, you know, it is a parasite, and basically a worm parasite to be precise, one of the main things that they do is, you know, they also make their own colonies and shit, and they dig through the ground, you know, like worms do. So, one of the things that happened is that there were, like, you go to an old, overrun, quarantine zone at the end of Act 3, because you want to test something. Basically, someone has cooked up a toxin that could help, you know, fight them better. And then, you know, it's more about there's a cult, and I think the cult was responsible for the whole faster, rapid mutation of everything. It's a bit weird, but you kind of see how they literally have just ran out of money and time, which sucks. And I definitely were hoping that they could do more with the game, but but still, one of the crucial things is that they, you know, basically eliminated infected and threw them in a ditch to burn them. But the thing is, that doesn't really stop a worm completely if you have too many of them. Instead, if you make a pile of bodies, you're just amassing nutrients for parasitic worms to feed on. So they made it worse. And because this was, you know, practiced nearly everywhere, you had this problem that in those that's basically directly adjacent to the quarantine zones, they just created gigantic breeding grounds. And yeah, kind of the game ends with you getting rid of one of the nearest infection nests, which is, it's just kind of interesting. Again, I kind of like what they're doing and how, you know, realizing that everything has just been way more fucked up than the others could imagine. Like everything mutated rapidly. There's also one thing I really like about that. Yeah, it's okay, we already been in the basement basically. It was basically the basement. And I could have saved me that save. Ah, well, I guess it's walking time next time. Hey, Lena. I mean, okay, Lena, I said this before, but here's the thing. Spencer Mansion was literally built to be basically a horror mansion from, or basically upgrade to be a horror mansion from a theme park. That was literally the case because they wanted to turn it into a testing ground and not let people easily leave. This is why it's not like a normal mansion. This is why it's built labyrinthian and twisted, and it has like a weird layout that where you have to recheck maps to remember, and maps are not easily accessible, and most maps are shittily drawn on paper, etc., etc., etc. Or, you know, they're literally a metal plate you have to burn. You burn into wood, which is like, that's the thing. Spencer Mansion was already a weird ass place before the zombies and mutated animals went on a rampage. Just we dodged fucking rolling boulders. And yeah, I really like Back 4 Blood. It honestly, the fact that they reworked the system into an actual like RPG system is just, it just plays so good now. You can actually make builds and have fun. Oh yeah, this is the funniest bit that happens now.
Jill, you're alive. I was worried, because I thought you were...
Start talking.
Calm down. I didn't want to do it. Believe me, I can explain.
Don't lie to me!
You can have it.
No time to talk. Jill, hand me my gun.
He's trustworthy.
Thanks, Jill.
Probably caliber 50, yeah. It's so funny to consider that she's basically the most sane tyrant in the whole series. Yeah, it is so funny to me that they kept doing tentacles and shit, and only with the fourth title they, apparently Mikami was like, so have you ever thought about the fact that viruses don't make that much sense? And they just switched to Parasite, and no one took them seriously until, again, The Last of Us came out, and everyone was like, oh yeah, parasites and fungi do make more sense if you want to create zombies. And it's like, yeah, sure. That's the thing. Honestly, the thing is, now that I finished Back 4 Blood, I'd say if they ever want to make Left 4 Dead 3, they should reboot them with that parasite angle.
I don't believe that thing's really dead. Leave this place up to me. Go on ahead.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mary had his reasons, That man in white clothes, who could that be? I mean, could ask him again. He got his face covered. No worries. It's good old Barry. We gave him back his gun, so obviously he's trustworthy. But yeah, I really like the parasite angle, and I really probably need to show people Back 4 Blood one day, shouldn't I? Yeah, I kinda like, honestly, the whole angle, because here's the thing, Left 4 Dead, fine game, but it was just very disjointed, disconnected to a big degree. Oh. And you know what that means, everyone? It is time for disc 2. Just kidding. We're not playing on the GameCube anymore. This is a PC game. They could technically even put it on the Blu-ray. Oh, where would we need to go there then? It's kind of interesting that I didn't get the one for trusting Barry, so... Oh, it gave it away. It's a laboratory. I love how labs actually look kind of shit in here, but like, Umbrella labs are ups and downs. Sometimes they're really good looking, and sometimes they're just like, good lord, what ass is this? That is one thing where you need to get back to the mansion if you forgot that thing. There we go. No more Mr. Shambling guy. Anyway, so I started blasting. It's honestly probably one of the best parts. I like that, you know, you can actually put very effective melee builds in Back 4 Blood, so literally all of the game is just like, anyway, so I started swinging, and yeah, that's kind of hilarious. Keep talking about this game. Yeah. Sorry, it's a good game. Like, they really fixed the atrocious launch. I can't put it in other words. They did it. That's just the thing, you know? If you want to make any games nowadays that are just a teeny tiny bit continuous, you kind of end up with the problem that, especially on PC, you have kind of the biggest chance of having, you know, a dedicated audience. But you're basically going up against the whole backlog of the PC, and that is a tall fucking battle, and people have insane allegiances to old games. Like... we go. Those are two you don't want to be alive again. Like, I mean, again, I don't think really Left 4 Dead is like a bad game, but like, it is really a fucking basic game. For the time, sure, I get it. That it was like the thing, it was the one thing that existed, that the only thing in existence that was like that, basically. But it is kind of insane to think about the fact that people still hold such an allegiance to this game that basically has nothing but like one expansion, and the other ones are basically remade levels from the first, and oh yeah, you can, I guess, visually really alter your characters a lot. Like, don't get me wrong, that's fun, and there are like a bunch of very impressive mods for guns, but like, it's not getting supported anymore, you know? The game is dead, basically. It was left for that. Okay. And there doesn't seem to be any interest in actually making a sequel, because again, if they did, they would have fucking answered the call. Hey, I make bad jokes when I want them to. Okay. My humor is good. But yeah, you know what the saddest part is about this whole ordeal? This was definitely the one chance we had at any kind of successor, probably. Like, World War Z is good. World War Z is, like, yeah, it is good. Don't get me wrong. And I would say to it, in some areas, it is definitely better. Like, one of the best bits that game pulls is like having oh, that laboratory is so shit. But yeah. Because, like, that's the thing. I was honestly thinking for a while now, like, why doesn't Valve make Left 4 Dead 3? Like, that's the thing, right? Valve sits on too much cash. And Left 4 Dead was basically developed by Turtle Rock Studios anyway. And basically everyone who wanted to keep making games at that studio basically left them because they wanted to keep making games. So you're really wondering, why the fuck is that the case? And then I realized one thing. Valve is literally only making games again, quote unquote, to either sell hardware they want to sell to you, or to sell loot boxes. Like, why the fuck would they develop Deadlock? They could have updated Team Fortress 2, they could have done all of that, but here's the thing, Team Fortress 2 still makes their money because enough idiots play it. No matter how bottom-fed it is, they don't care. They just realize they can't stop caring. They're still doing Dota 2 because, you know, even though with lower frequency, because like, yeah, we want to have more quality, sure, but also like, you only can do the minimum required so people can be happy, and people keep buying your skins. So, And now they're like, oh look, we're making, how's it called? A new shooter again that leaked. And why the fuck do they do that? Because I can tell you right again, because they want to sell more loot boxes for the Steam marketplace. And the reality is, Left 4 Dead didn't make money because it's just a game they sold and updated, and then it was done. They probably looked at Left 4 Dead 3, didn't see any microtransaction opportunity, and just gutted the whole project. And like, obviously you could say, but they made Alex. Yeah, because they wanted to push their overpriced virtual reality headset. They wanted to have a reason to play something on that, so they just made like the best game you can offer on that thing. Every other game they made in the past 10 years is a game with loot boxes and Steam Marketplace microtransactions. Every single game. Think about that for a second. Every single game. They are sitting on so much money. They could bankroll Portal 3. They could bankroll Left 4 Dead 3. They could bankroll so many games just because they wanted to. They could, but they're not. They want to invest their shit into I don't know what kind of other fucking stuff. It's just like bonkers because they still have enough money over. Like, there are so many, you know, indie devs that could make a great game if they had more money over. But they don't care. The apathy is amazing of that company. Like, the apathy to develop games that are single player just to make a single player game. That is what I'm saying. Again, Alex, yeah, I've heard amazing stuff about that, but here's the thing, Alex was there so they could sell their VR headset. So that they don't just shit out a VR headset with a lot of technology and people are like, there's nothing to use that technology on, so they made something. The rest, it's just fucking microtransaction games. You noticed what glowed? You noticed what glowed? I'll tell you. Let's just check where we need to go. Yeah, I think the central one, right? Let's just go back here. But yeah. Come on, you can't just sneak that in there. Also, hi. How are you doing? Umbrella Computer OS. Ruppels. Oh god, how was it again? What was the... I think... What I still know... I think it was John. And... It was very short. It was kind of a joke, you know? Ah, there was... There it was... There we go. Unlocked another door. See what the password was? Anyway. Whee! Okay. I mean, I guess that's supposed to be the virus, but like it's more bacterium and science. Dun 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 dun. Oh no, we've been set up. Oh, something unlocked. What might that be? Hey, how are you all doing? How was the weekend so far? You know what? I need something. Ow. Oh no! How bad did you lose? Or was it unlucky in another way? Oh no. Oh. Ah, that guy on the right looks a bit familiar. But can't really see through his weird sunglasses. Mm-hmm. Lol. That is... okay. I guess that happened. Well, that kind of happens, you know? Ooh. Yeah, that definitely sucks. But what could those MO discs be for? Spoiler, they're actually optional, but you should do it. You should definitely do it. I mean, depends. But also, on the other hand, you're asking a German person. We grew up reading board games. So, yes. I did. Honestly, I kind of want to play more really complex board games. Fucking die. Shadows over Camelot. Also, you can't really talk to me about, like, complex board games. I play TTRPGs. Oh, fuck. Well. Yeah. Hey Ryan, how are you doing? Yes. Okay, ooh. Interesting. Okay, you know what? I probably should stock up on... Okay, still... Yeah. 2 more shotgun shells. Good. You're still I think you're also testing that, right? It's still kind of funny how colonial marines as a term just stuck around and people are now like, oh yeah, they're the colonial marines. They're so cool and all that, and kind of forget the fact that, you know, okay, so people always look at aliens, and here's the thing, I love aliens, okay, like, yeah, James Cameron, sorry, the guy doesn't miss. It's like, it's an amazing movie, but I think most people just look at aliens as, oh hey, he was hired because they wanted an Alien sequel, but you know, with cool marines and shit, and he was like, yeah, you know what, fuck you, I'm deconstructing the action movie to make it horror again, and you stupid CEOs won't notice, and yeah, he did that, but also, Evan, what I still find so funny is that he specifically named them colonial marines. Because, yeah, they're marines, they behave like marines, but what are they? They're a colonial enforcement group. They're literally like, oh, you stray away too far away from our colonial empire, get fucked. It's like, yeah. Oh god, I love aliens. Such a good movie. Such a good movie, honestly. Yeah. I think we should save here. Oh yeah, right. Nice. The feeling when a corporation wants 9% of military construct supply and system administration. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't do that, but yeah. So let me just think for 1 second. Yeah, now it's gonna. This is gonna be a very fun sequence now. You know, it's the Castlevania 3D sequence. Nope. It's not really a spider, they're hybrids. I think Chimera? Ah. Yeah. That is the painful thing that's gonna happen now. It's made of explodium. Yeah. Explodium is definitely the thing that it is. Okay. Oh well. But yeah, I definitely need to make some get some ideas what to what should be next Sunday. I'm gonna be finished with this run today. Fuck. Honestly, nothing is as bad as the camera in the bat fight of Zero though. That one was just horrible.
Jill?
Chris, you're alive!
Of course I'm alive. Jill, there's something big going down, and I don't think we're part of the equation.
I have to get you out of here. Ugh, it won't open. Wait, I'll be back to get you out.
Okay, no sightseeing though.
Wait. Can I just... How did you open that door again? Turn up. Ah, fuck, I forgot. Oh, blood now. I fucked up. Where was that again? Where did I get the fucking stuff again? Guess just gonna heal up. Now I actually need to think where to go again. Honestly, the lab is so labyrinthian. Also, it's kind of funny how the lab you know, under Spencer Mansion is apparently so shitty, and then other labs in the series are just so much better. Like, for example, you have like you have, for example, remember the lab in Resident Evil 7? I mean, yeah, sure. There's this thing you run into in the mines, but like that is actually not the actual lab, if you remember. Like in the DLC, you realize, oh no, they actually made a big lab. And it's really well equipped and clean. Which makes you wonder, why the fuck did one of the main Umbrella labs, like the one that Spencer mentioned, why does it suck so hard? It's like, why? I know Umbrella is a weird company, but like... Yeah, but why here? I mean, okay, the lab under Raccoon City is in way better shape. But then again, you could also say, yeah, well, that game was made over 10 years later. True. Still gonna be petty as fuck. Yeah, this was actually meant to be used very recently, and it feels like... Oh, no, they're definitely disarrayed now. Just... very fast. Just disarrayed. I mean, true, but then again, nothing rusts this fast. Okay, I fucking forgot where to go. Wait, is the red or the white needle supposed to be pointing north? I mean, again, I get the more fucked up lab in 4 and 4 Remake because it's literally on an old industrial island, but... You know what? That actually kind of makes sense. Like, honestly, this is probably one of those things where, like, I mean, okay, I think it looked better, actually. Wasn't it, like, actually a lot better looking in the, I mean, again, in Resident Evil 2, and I think the original one, I haven't played the PS1 version in a long time, and we will get to that since it's now in GOG, and, you know, 1 and 2 and shit is on there, and, like, I cannot not play them, you know? I think with the pre-rendered backgrounds for the GameCube, this probably does make more sense, yeah. It keeps way more in line. It's just... Yeah, for later they definitely decided more like, no, Umbrella has way more high-tech shit. I mean, also fine, it's just kind of funny. I think it just simply looked better if you think about it. Okay, where the fuck was that? I know I need to go in some room and there's a thing to, you know, fill up the fuel caps. Let me just... And this is the weirdest thing. That was just obvious from the beginning. I mean, okay, in the second game it was also to just cover the tracks. That's why they released the G-Riot virus as well. But that went way more south than everything else, so, you know. I am so utterly stupid. Oh yeah. I think the funniest bit is that they also did something with leeches, so... LMAO. Good job, Umbrella. Good fucking job. Like, yeah, I want to be immortal. Woo! I mean, one of those things that I keep saying is that it doesn't make sense if you think of it in... How's it called? In terms of economical... in economic ways, like... No, no, no! There we go. Could have ended badly. There's always a small chance to do shit. It's kind of funny how the hunters are the thing, but then you enter the lab and it's, oh yeah, it's chimeras. You're like, what? I have so much handgun ammo. I don't care. Should have used up my shotgun here. But oh well. I guess time to blast the final boss with mostly Magnum. It's what Wesker would have done. Wherever he is right now, he's probably not doing anything evil. He's probably supporting Star's team like he's dutiful. Maybe he finds that weird guy that oddly looks like him. Who knows who that was? Maybe his twin brother. Probably not Wesker though. Wesker's a good guy. Which one in the movie? In which movie would... Okay, listen. Ironically, we rewatched the movies a while ago, and it's kind of funny. You see, yeah, definitely horrible traitor Barry. I mean, we trusted Barry because he's probably somewhat trustable, but like, honestly, Claire, I don't know when you have watched them, but here's the thing. So the first Resident Evil movie, okay? Fun. I get that. I give you that. It's a fun movie. It's a fun B-movie. It's a loose adaptation, but that's that. The second one is a fucking mess. It is, let me be clear here, an enjoyable mess, but it is still a fucking mess. Like, I'm not kidding. The second Resident Evil live action movie is the events of Resident Evil 3 with weird characters they just invented for that movie. And I kid you not. Like there's a black guy who runs around with dual golden desert eagles for some reason. And the main plot is, so my wife is the main role now, and look how she's just the cooler Jill and saves Jill all the time. And I just sat there and being like, the one thing I can hand to the movie is the fact they have Jill looking like Jill, but at least you could say it is probably enjoyable because it is so over the top in some areas, but it is just a bad movie. Like, it's not even, like, even the over the top stuff is in a lot of ways not even good, and that is amazing to get right. Like, it is amazing that you make stuff over the top and it's bad. No, here's the thing, Claire. Rewatch that movie and you realize whatever you had in your mind, it's worse. The second one, you could still find enjoyment, but it was already bad, and not bad good. The third one is a fucking snooze fest. It is so utterly fucking nothing. It is amazing. and they kill off the one funny guy from the second movie. And you know what? The fourth movie is shit, because they're like, they're like, at the end of the second movie, they're like, look, we now have the big,
The third.
the fourth.
At the end of the
At
third.
the end of the third movie, they're like, look, we found the Jill clones, and all the Jill clones are like, oh, we go to Tokyo to take on Wesker, and you're like, huh, okay, so I guess we're getting into something here, and the first scene rules, because it's literally, okay, because it's kind of just cool breaking into the Umbrella headquarters in Tokyo, yeah, and then they all die, and the movie is about nothing. And then they're just like, ah, look, Las Plagas. Where the fuck did Las Plagas come from? The fuck are you doing? Like, the irony is, the first scene in the fourth movie is just there to do, A, kill off all the Jills because they don't have the budget for an actual interesting movie. Or, you know, either they had budget and they didn't fucking care, and to say Biohazard for once. That's it. Fuck you. The fifth movie has an interesting setup for, you know, like a video game setting. The whole, you know, test laboratory thing, and having Russian Las Plagas, and like having a lot of bioweapons at once. Honestly, that is one thing they should actually like intend as a. They should maybe do as a whole thing. That there's like a big old Umbrella testing ground, and you just have all the bioweapon types in there from all the different games. And I don't know, maybe you always send like co-op teams in there to, you know, get some shit together. Like, you could actually make a fun extraction game if you're saying like, we need this, and you need to get out with that again. It would be actually kind of interesting. But the fact is, that movie is also bad. You maybe remember some scenes where like, that was visually impressive, or that is actually, you know, kind of a weird idea, but kind of stupid. But that's it. It ends there. The rest are just bad. They're just downhill from the second. They're insanely downhill. I cannot even describe. And then if you really only think the last one is bad, you really warped your sense. Because here's the thing. When I read online that people said, oh, the movies, we did them dirty, we should get them back because of the Resident Evil TV series, I sat there being like, here's the thing, the problem of the TV show on Netflix was the fact that for some reason someone on the production team ham-fisted an apocalypse story into there that made no sense. It's stupid. Like, the apocalypse part is just mediocre, but it is still better and more creative than the Resident Evil movies. Again, that's the weak part, and it still has more interesting ideas about a zombie apocalypse than anything, even though it makes no sense. But the current day part, the current day ones, they are so fucking good. They actually understand what Resident Evil is about. Like, oh, is it a family drama? Yes, but it's a family drama about weird zombie drugs and scientists, and all the twists are just insane to a point where, like, yeah, that's Resident Evil. And the hamminess works there, because it actually is fun. It's like, yes, we are Resident Evil, and we're not, like, they even set it up as being serious, and then, like, the funniest thing is that the TV show in the current day plot line, again, the other one also goes bonkers, but not as much as it should be. Like, the current day plotline, I wanted to have a fucking, I wanted to have, like, an actual sequel to, because the thing is, they really bait you in, like, oh no, it's a serious, family TV drama, and then it's like, psych, it's actually still Resident Evil. They're doing the same shit Resident Evil 4 does. Like, 4 also starts out as you're like, oh, this is deep and motivating, maybe a bit, maybe a bit cliche, but that's that. And then 4 just goes off the rails. And the same does the TV show. It is so fucking good. I absolutely love the fact that you just have the most bonkers plot line in it. Also, just best actor for Albert Wesker until then. It's like,
Jill,
Barry,
you could have at least waited up for me, you know?
let's go.
oh look, it's Barry, the totally trustable Barry. Everyone loves Barry. Look, it's the mechanics from Resident Evil 0. Yeah, Barry really seems suspicious, but maybe we find out who's the traitor. Yeah, that's a really trustworthy person. Look, the traitor...
Wesker!
Wesker was the traitor!
Thank you, Barry.
Well, what do you know?
Oh, don't blame Barry for everything. I hear that his better half and 2 lovely daughters will be in danger if he doesn't do everything I tell him to.
Wesker, you're pathetic.
Well, you shouldn't worry too much, dear. You'll be free of all this anyway.
Why eliminate stars?
Believe it or not, that's Umbrella's intention.
You're just a slave of Umbrella.
Smart girl. But I think you misunderstand me. The things you mentioned are nothing. I'll burn all of them along with this entire laboratory. Barry, go up on the ground and wait there.
Barry.
You gotta love Barry. He must really be afraid of Umbrella.
You and Umbrella took his family. You bastard. Oh!
Umbrella? Well, I used some carrots and sticks to cow him, but it had nothing to do with Umbrella. I just used Barry for my personal interests. Though both you and Barry seemed to think I was following Umbrella's orders.
What? What are you planning?
I guess it's time for show and tell.
Oh no, what is that? Probably not that tyrant we saw in one of the slides.
It's magnificent.
For the sake of this thing.
You know, I hate goodbyes.
Barry!
Forgive me.
No, you're not to blame. It's Umbrella and Wesker.
Even if it meant my family.
Hey,
I couldn't
Vivi.
bear turning my back on
Welcome
my
to the
friends
finale.
Shit!
Oh no, it is... What a timing! What timing!
Damn it!
Science right into the...
Jill and Barry together. In hell.
Very bad laboratory. I mean, this is
Want a
about
piece of
science
me?
gone bad, I guess. So yeah.
What? Premature.
No, Barry! You viral cultured freak!
Nah. Whee! I shot his dick. I mean, you can't really shoot
Barry!
pulsating weak points in this
Barry!
game. Just headshots with shotguns.
You're okay.
Jill, sorry. That was careless of me. Wesker,
He's gone.
first, let's just get out of here.
Huh. Ah, yeah, right. Wait. Okay. Honestly, Jill always has perfect designs, in my opinion. Just great, you know? But yeah, hello, Dr. Cave Kurinas and Alchemist 64. Oh no!
Wesker must have set it off. Let's hurry.
It's kind of funny that self-destruct systems exist in laboratories. Yeah. Oh no, not the... I mean, yeah, but like, you know what the funniest thing about this is? If you think about how could a self-destruct system work in certain ways, like, for example, people trying to criticize the self-destruct of the Nostradamus in Alien 1 are idiots, because the thing is running on a fusion drive. You can just overheat that thing and boom, self-destruct. It's just built in. It's, you know, by design. But if you have, like, you know, a thing like this.
Jill,
Sorry about the wait.
so everything's taken care of?
Well, almost. Now let's get the hell out of here.
Let's just check. Where do I need to go again? Yeah, to... Whee! Gladly this isn't on really a timer. Yeah, like, you know, they built this into the ground. To be this thing self-destruct, you either have to have a nuke beneath that, or just probably the biggest, like...
Come on, let's go.
Like, the biggest, you know, order of TNT ever. Yeah, sure, that's the thing. Like, if you... What I would say is, if you have a fusion, thing, obviously, that's easy. Just overheat the thing and boom, gone. You could even be like, oh, it was an accident, even though it was totally not an accident. But, again, this thing is under an old mansion. I mean, yeah, they retrofitted it to be, basically a horror funhouse. But, as said, it is kind of funny that, like, what is the self-destruct system? How does it function? And the only thing that really comes to mind, if you think about, is, well, they just ordered the biggest pile of... The biggest pile of, TNT, buried it with the whole thing, and are now just hoping that it works. You know... While also the whole thing is dripping in water. It's like, what the fuck are they using? Is this just C4? C4 even... Yeah, but like, let me just be clear here. This amount of explosives would just be like, oh, everyone would be like, ah, yeah, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Do I still have no? No, don't have anything. Ah, who cares? Let's take on some incendiary shells. Let's just no. I have too much.
Come on, come on!
Hurry!
Oh yeah, right. You now can it now opens. Right. I love how this door is extra there and says like it only opens then. You're like, that is convenient.
This is Brad. I'm running out of fuel. If there's anyone alive, contact me now or just give me a sign. I repeat, this is your last chance.
Look, it's the whole system where everyone runs behind you from zero. It's still kind of wild that zero. Zero really deserves a co-op remake. Just saying. Okay, honestly, most of those old games could run.
3 minutes to detonation.
Damn it! We're almost there! Jill, you just get in contact with Brad.
No!
We can make it. Jill, ladies first.
Chris!
Would you let me have my moments too?
All right. We'll rendezvous at the heliport.
Okay, let's do this. Love that they have a time. Oh no, Blahash is obstructing the timer. No! But yeah, happy boss fight under pressure. Will you take the signal rockets? Yes. And like... It is so big so you don't overlook them. I love that. And they're just... This is so... How convenient, you know? How convenient.
Jill!
You made it.
Oh no! Big naked guy is still alive. Sorry if I'm just a bit sarcastic here. I played this game a bunch of times already. I mean, most people probably have, but okay, at least no. There we go.
Jill, use it! Kill it, whatever it is!
I love that he just has a rocket launcher around. With 4 shots even. Damn. There. Asshole. It's like the biggest achievement of Albert Wesker. It's like 1 rocket. 1. And that was Resident Evil Remake. Wonderful game. Goodbye. You know what the sad part is? though. You know, I think that what I really like about this is that even to this day they kept one thing with Resident Evil. All the games, they're just stretched over like 24 hours at best. It's kind of wild just what goes down. It's usually a series of events that just spark and get over very fast. But then it's also the one thing, and this is why I kind of want to see a remake of this game in 3D. Like, we have so many, you know, so many survival horror games nowadays, and really good ones. I know a lot of people praise Resident Evil 2 Remake, and rightfully. I think it has problems, but yeah, I think overall, from the overall design, Resident Evil Remake is still so unbeaten. Because, like, no matter how well, like, the station in 2 Remake is great. It's just one hell of an amazing update to the original police station. Just like the village is great, you know. The mansion in 7, good. The USS Ishimura in Dead Space, especially Dead Space Remake, is probably, I would say, one of the, like, probably the second best survival horror, you know, setting and like of all time. Like the USS Ishimura in Dead Space Remake is just so insanely well done. It's not even funny anymore, but like nothing holds up to Spencer Mansion.
Jill, you did a fine job.
Nothing feels this, you know, this concise, this precisely and tightly made as Spencer Mansion. Spencer Mansion is still the goddamn peak of survival horror level design. And that's the thing. If I want one thing from Resident Evil 9, it's just, if it's action, I don't care. What I want again is weird puzzles and a Spencer Mansion. Because it is kind of wild that they never really got... Like, honestly, the second part of Zero, you know, with the kind of mansion-esque tie with the laboratory, that was also pretty good. Not as wild as Spencer Mansion, but that's the thing. For some reason, they never went as wild as Spencer Mansion again. Never. I don't know why. But yeah, Spencer Mansion, Resident Evil Remake. It's just so good. It's still just... It's still the best. Once again. What do we have here? Options. I don't know where was it. Gallery? No. Oh well. So yeah, that was Resident Evil Remake. Still unbeaten. Great game. Honestly, like, when it comes to raw level design and enemy and design, like, yeah, you could definitely, that's the thing why I still say a third person remake of this game would be really fucking good. And it would definitely hit the right notes, because that is probably the one thing that holds this game slightly back. Just slightly. There is better combat now, especially since Resident Evil 2 Remake. That's the one thing. The rest is just, again, unbeaten. Like, it's Spencer Mansion. Nothing feels like Spencer Mansion. It's just a classic and still stands atop of everything. Maybe I shouldn't just go on how good it is. But yeah. Should definitely also play it if you have the chance. Again, it is basically on every platform because Capcom is pretty good at preserving their games to a degree. You know, except porting and remastering old Monster Hunter titles, apparently. That is just, I guess we get stories and we should be grateful. Damn. But yeah. Resident Evil Remake. Great game. Still, to this day. So I guess, I will hit up the Discord if anyone has ideas, if anyone has any ideas of what to stream on next Sunday. Again, the ideas, there's a lot of stuff. We could do more Resident Evil. We could go for the Evil Within. All that. We just need to wait and see. Okay. So for everyone who's new, thank you for tuning in. Everyone from the raid, everyone who stayed. Every Sunday there's survival horror on this channel. Right now, every Wednesday there is Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. We're playing through it. You know, from low rank to Okanlos co-op. So that's good fun. And Victoria 3 on Fridays. And in between Space Station 14, whenever, you know, ever basically I'm like feeling like it, I'm gonna go in there and, I don't know, be a bad reporter or expand the Church of Blahash. That's important to do. So yeah. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I hope you had a great time. I hope you had good fun. And see you all on Wednesday. Or, you know, any of the days in between. Depending on if something happens. See you all then. Goodbye.